Naming conventions depend on who you're working with and what you decide you want to stick to. They're quite helpful for others reading your work. Before any of these, you need to ensure that you follow the naming rules for C++. Names have to start with a letter or underscore. Names cannot have spaces. Names cannot have special characters. And names are case sensitive. And names cannot be reserved words, like return or if. All the following things I'll talk about are optional, and you should choose for yourself which to follow or find someone else's version of doing things. The first convention is camel case, which is often used for function and variable names. Next is Pascal case, which is used for naming classes or types. Another is having names in all uppercase, which is used for constants to make them visually distinct. It's also important to remember to name things short and descriptive, like I went over in the variables video. It's helpful not to use abbreviations too much, or abbreviations that can't be found with a quick Google. Some conventions I use when organizing my code is to have import statements and constants all at the top of the file. I like to have my brackets Google style with either two spaces or a tab long indent for any contained code, functions, loops, etc. And each level, so nested if statements, would have more indentation. I also don't use a single line if or for statements to stay consistent with that previous rule. I use function prototypes so I can move the declarations to under the main function and organize them how I want. I also use white space to make lines more readable. Compare this versus this. I found it's also helpful to group together related functions. That's all I have. Go experiment with your own conventions and remember to control S. Bye bye.